It says you're live. There it is. But why you can't? It's not like in the. Maybe now. Yeah, it says that you're live, but you're not. Okay. I can see it.
Here we go.
Can't hear anything. Hey, folks. You blurred it again.
I actually think it looks better blurred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I guess I don't know. I feel like when it's blurred, it just kind of takes away from. It's just the space doesn't look clean. I don't know.
When it's blurred.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. It could just be me. But what up, family? It's the Galisars. I know it's been like
It's been
months
months.
on months on months on months since we've been in this space. And we've been talking about it for months and months how we would like to come back and start back in this space. But time, man, time is crazy.
Time keep on slipping. Plus, I had a busy October, a busy just a whole busy thing going on.
Yeah. And it's life, right? It's life. So life has been a whirlwind for us. There's so much to catch you guys up on. But before we do that and start chit chatting, let's go ahead and do what we do. Give our shout outs to those that are watching. Oh man, we see Marvin in the comment section already. What up, Marvin? We also see Miguel.
Miggy.
Man, it's crazy. Yeah, it's been a minute, but we're here, and I feel like I feel like I don't know, it feels different. But anyway, like we don't even have our intro like we used to have.
Everything gone.
So we were just like, you know what? It doesn't matter about intros. It doesn't matter about any of those things. It just matters that we're here and we're present and accounted for, and we're
Yep.
just so glad.
And we're gonna try to be consistent, to be intentional about making sure that we come on, because a lot has happened in the world since the last time we were on. We were like, what was that, August?
I think even
September?
before August. No,
Yo.
I think it was like maybe June. But anyway, Kyla is in the comments. What not Kyla, Kayla.
Kayla.
Sorry,
Gotta
Kayla.
get that
My
right.
bad. My bad.
Kayla.
Kayla. Oh my goodness, I completely missed the
I know y'all missed the horns. Oh,
for
broke
real.
that
Okay,
shank.
let's go. We in this piece.
Yo, back in effect.
Oh my gosh. I hope we back in effect next week. Talk about
Well,
consistency.
well, I'm thinking we need to be honest with ourselves, and it might be one of those things where we have to say just first and second Saturday, second and fourth Saturday, or
Yeah.
we have to pace ourselves. So once a month, and then we pick it up because my schedule is crazy now. The churches are back open,
Yeah.
and when I come home after church, man, I'm tired.
And sometimes even when you come home, you are coming home in the later part of the evening. So by the time he comes home, it's like
Yo, I just want to
the
chill.
Sabbath is over, and we just are getting ready to be in family mode or just chill mode.
That's right.
Essentially, what up,
Oh yeah,
Latoya?
get the horn.
I know, a hot New York minute. It's been, my gosh, my gosh. But anyway, yeah, we here though. We here right now. And we're gonna try our best to be consistent. We're gonna try, y'all, because life, man. So life, what has been happening to you for, oh, I forgot to say happy Sabbath to those Sabbath
Oh yeah,
keepers.
it's Sabbath. But
Happy Sabbath.
everybody here, I think, is a Sabbath keeper.
Well,
So
you don't know that everyone that's responding is
yeah.
Sabbath keeper, but
And
you don't know.
tomorrow, turn your clock an hour back. So that means that the sun is gonna set early on Saturday, but late. No, early on Friday night, early on Saturday too. But it's not gonna be extended as long as it usually is on Saturday. The sun's not gonna be up as long in the daylight savings time. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
Right. So you're gonna get more of your Saturday evening. So now you can go chill at 5:30 instead of having to wait till 6:30.
Please. Nobody's waiting for nothing nowadays.
It's
But
true.
that's another story
That's
for
true.
another day.
Back in the back in the day, when you live in New York City, vegetarian paradise was the jump off. Remember that was like the spot you go to. It was like a club, right? Like
Club.
every Seventh-day Adventist person was there if you were vegetarian back in the early 2000s. And so I remember having to wait until sunset before we can go there. So you ain't get
Right.
there till like 9 o'clock at night because you just waiting for the sun to set. So what you do is you get on the train at about 8 o'clock. So you hope the sun set while you on the train.
You're
So
talking about summer months.
summer months, right?
Okay.
But now in the winter months, when you're in New York,
Mm-hmm.
you could go to VP. You could leave at 6 o'clock and the sun is setting. So you have more to Saturday evening to do your thing.
Right, right, right. So,
Is anybody still Seventh Adventist?
wait. Ooh, okay. That escalated quickly. But let's go ahead. How are you guys doing? How is life for y'all?
Oh, he mentioned Veggie Castle. Yo, he from
I ain't
Brooklyn,
messing with
yo.
Veggie Castle. I think I messed with Veggie Castle probably like once.
Shout out to Veggie
And
Castle.
I was just like, yeah, people used to rave about the patties,
It
the
was,
vegetarian patties, but
yeah,
I was
it was
actually okay.
Veggie Castle was West Indian vegetarian. That was church food. That was
Church
like
food
you
on a
could.
Tuesday.
That's right. If you just had a craving for church food, you go to Veggie Castle.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll do no, 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 nope. I didn't want that at all. But so life. So what's been happening with you? What's going on? Like how you doing? Okay, Facebook user.
Yo,
But but on here is Adriana.
oh,
What Adriana? I was like
Adriana,
Facebook
yo.
user.
Shout out to Adriana. Let's give her her horns, yo.
What up, darling?
You still in LA? You still in New Orleans, Louisiana? I remember you was based out there. Where you at now, Adriana? Put it in the comments. But for me, I've been good. I think what I've been up to is that the girls have been extremely busy.
No, but what have you been up to personally? Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
What are you talking
I'm
about?
putting my business on Front Street.
What business? You just saying, oh, work is good, pastoring is good. You're good.
Yo, that's good.
That's life.
That's what I've been up to. I'm good.
Man, we're going to get into that today. We're going to get into communication styles and as a spouse, uh, or even like if you have friends or whatever, just learning to understand people's communication styles. Because Lord have mercy, that joint will make you or break you, honestly. So okay, so you good? That's good to know.
What's been up with you? And now you just said,
I'm good. I'm good.
all
Because
right.
you want to keep it real, I don't know, real shallow.
No,
You got to warm up.
I'm just saying I'm good.
Well, I'm glad that you're good. You really are good. Um, I am,
Good.
stop playing. I am,
Straight.
stop. You play too much.
We married. We finished each other's sentences.
No, you're not finishing my sentence. You're actually just
Complete. I complete. your sentences.
Actually, you do not, because that's not what I was going to say.
All right.
So you off, real off.
All right.
But anyway, um, what's up with me? I have been doing well.
All of the things that I said,
I
good, straight. That's translation
But
from
that's not
doing
my
well.
words though. They'll put words in my mouth. That's not my words. That's not my words though.
All
But
right.
anyway, my school, thank God, has been doing really well. Thank God. Since I opened up yes, since opening up an actual space, having a space for my kids, opposed to before being online virtual. Now I am in a space and I am just about almost at capacity, y'all.
Now we got to talk about expanding
Wait a
another
minute.
location space so that you can
Right.
keep on getting
True.
and get a staff and stuff like that. But that's
Yeah.
what's up.
Yeah, but the Lord is good and greatly to be praised because God knows. Last year, time like this, I was just like, can this be something that can be realized? Is this something that it can be a reality for me? And I don't know if any of you are business owners out there, entrepreneurs, you understand that it takes a different kind of mindset, right, to navigate this space. And easy is easy is not a part of my vocabulary when it comes to entrepreneurship and having my own space, having my own school. But the Lord, man, let me tell y'all about the goodness of God. My God, I can testify right now and just share about how God literally sends children, right? Like, man, I could sit here and talk all day, but I'm just really grateful that how God just keeps opening doors and
You can't keep
providing. I'm sorry. This is in my
like
passionate
like this.
like this, right? Okay. I like it's hard for me to talk like that. I don't talk like this. I talk like this. But anyway,
So,
like just really quickly at before the opening of my school in August, um I only had two children registered. Uno, dos, two. In order for this to make sense, I needed more than two children. And just to sit here before you guys, I'm not bragging. I'm not, what was it like?
boasting.
Boasting or anything like that. If anything, I'm boasting about how God showed up and showed out and how he continues to show up and show out where I'm just about at capacity with these students. Oh my goodness. And they are amazing. When I say amazing, it's just like being an educator in the space where I call my own, where I can curate the experience that I feel like all children deserve to have. And just to know that God has gifted me with the opportunity to do that with these people, these little people. And my parents are amazing. Listen, I could go on and on and on, but God be praised. It's not me. It's not me boasted or anything with me within myself, but it's real talk. It's God. So I'm really excited about that,
Hmm.
as you can see, because I can keep talking on and on about it. But yeah, so that's going on. That's what's happening with me. Um, Jamie talked about how we've been like super busy just in life, but our kids, yo, like,
They
why nobody told us? Any of the parents that have been doing this for a while, like, man, the only thing we don't have is like a straight minivan.
right. I mean, man, it's more of they are in something every night except Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
No, except Friday and Saturday.
What they doing? Oh yeah, yeah, that's right.
Hmm.
Except Friday and Saturday, they are in something. If it's not piano, gymnastics, tumbling, dance, choir,
Hmm.
after school, practice.
Activities,
It's like,
whatever.
bruh.
But, I know that it's so interesting. Like, for me, I know some people grew up being busy, right? Going from one activity to the next. I didn't grow up that way. I grew up where um, I did do sports, I did do track and field. when I was in elementary and high school, um, and then no, elementary and middle school, and then when I got to high school, I was like in step team dance, but it's nothing in comparison to what our kids are experiencing. And I know that I don't know, man. It's fun to me. I love it because it's giving them an
Yeah.
opportunity to not sit at home. We don't do TV during the week, so
But I think like the difference here and the difference with us as parents and versus like if it were us, right, at that age, um, and first of all, I feel like there weren't that many extracurricular things like we have access to today. They probably than what we had when we were kids.
yeah, it depends on the neighborhood you
They would
grew
ju
up in for
but that
sure.
but then also too, like, if you were in extracurricular activities,
It was
it
constant.
was costing, but you would take the bus or the train to go to those things. I remember I was taking
Mm,
piano lessons, and I had to take the bus after school to the piano teacher, and then from the piano teacher, take the bus to come back home, and I was in middle school.
mm,
I was probably, like, in 6th or 7th grade.
yeah.
So the difference with, like, I guess, living in Texas and being here is,
Yeah,
like, we have to drive them everywhere, pick them up, do this, and then I just don't feel comfortable with sending them by themselves, but
right.
come to think of it, when I was doing piano lessons, I was not in 8th or 9th grade, I remember because I used to go to Flatbush SDA,
Hmm.
and Flatbush SDA ended at 8th grade, so I was doing that stuff when I was, like, in 6th, 7th grade, and I'm talking about
Yeah.
taking the B-44, all the way up New York Avenue to, like, Fenimore, and then taking the B-44 down to Nostrand to get the B-6 to go
Hmm.
back home, be dark outside, crazy, so, man, times have changed.
Definitely has
Parenting has changed.
for sure, for sure. I feel like we are our generation, my generation, younger, maybe a generation above us. Yeah, I think maybe two generations above us. They were kind of like, wait, two generations above us. Is that our parents?
Yeah, yeah, you
So
looking
maybe
at boom, probably one generation.
one generation. I feel like they probably were the starting of, like, they started that kind of
Yeah.
busyness with their kids. Um,
Well, I'm thinking though, if we were in New York, I think I remember being in New York around when school was open, and you would see little kids taking the train. Like, you'd be like, yo, you look like you probably 7 or 10 years old.
Listen, if you grew up in New York, your grit is different, right? Your independence is a whole lot different. And I don't even think it's New York. I think it's just depending on the neighborhood,
Right,
right? If you have access to public transportation, your life looks different than someone who lives in the suburbs who everything they are jumping in a car and having to drive everywhere. You know what I mean?
right.
So I think that experience varies on location, but we tired. But it's good tired though, good. It's good tired. It's good tired. It's just it's really good to know that, sports and activities like that, it really builds character, right? Allows them to know what being on a team feels like, or, working with other people or whatever. So I enjoy watching them. I'm usually sitting around mostly like 2, 3 hours at a time, just waiting for them. But it is what it is. It is what it is. We are parents parenting these little people. Um, Adriana says, right, it's the access for me. One of the reasons I decided to get up out that state. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure different parts of the country, depending on where you live.
Right.
If you don't have access to transportation,
It's a wrap.
you just right here in the circle, just trying to survive in that circle. And
Yeah.
it's so limited, right?
And
So,
hope you have internet, high-speed internet at least.
internet for what?
If you don't have access to things, so I'm just saying that if you have high-speed internet, you can put on YouTube and be like, "Here, piano lessons.
Mm, maybe.
Here's a dance class.
Mm-mm.
Follow
I
that."
mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I definitely wouldn't, but I'm sure other people, if you don't have a choice, right? If that's your only choice, if that's your only option, that's it is what it is. It is what it is. Um, so um so today I went to church for the first time in months. And it felt great. We went to one of the churches Jamie is at, and it felt really good to be there. Um, I think church is becoming like a really great family activity for us during the week, where we are able to just have really good family time, whether it's on the drive to or coming back home. Um, so yeah, so that's church life has we make it work for us,
Hmm.
and it's working.
It is working.
It's definitely working. What up, Dorian? Oh my goodness, it's so good to see your name pop up in um our little chat box. Our Gary said there are some communities that have access. In ours, it always seems to me we have a jump through hoops to get that type of access. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, like if we were in Brooklyn for sure, we would have to go to either downtown Brooklyn, maybe Crown Heights, because now it's changing. I don't know where we would
Or,
go, honestly, or Long Island.
yeah, Long Island or to Manhattan. Like, so the messed up part is that in certain communities, that access or that infrastructure is just not built into it. So you have to go outside of your where you live
Hmm.
just to get that. But there are certain communities where everything is right there.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you got the high school with the
Right.
full track and
Right.
full football field. You got the community center with the swimming pool. You have all
Right.
those different things built into it. In some
Right.
neighborhoods, you got to go outside. Then when you go out to those neighborhoods to get it, they automatically let you know you're not wanted here or you don't feel like you belong there. So
Yeah, I think the
we
biggest thing is, oh, sorry.
no, I'm just saying we may do with what we had. So we played Skelly. That was like that
No,
was
it's
after
jump
school
rope.
activity, jump rope, manhunt, tag. That was our way of
And it was free.
athletics and skill and doing what we had to do.
Yeah, I also these activities are not cheap, right?
No,
They are not cheap. Like
man.
you legit have to man,
Yeah,
that joint.
I'd love to talk about what our friend told us about baseball. How with like the little league stuff, the higher you go, the more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And the intentionality behind it to keep it a white sport with the amount of money you have to
Hmm.
buy for the equipment and also even with the basketballs, the ABCD camp. I know Kyrie Irving's dad talked about how he took out his whole 401k just to put his son through that camp
Yeah,
to
man.
get him the next step to become an NBA player. So,
Yeah,
right, you talk about access and the resources to have the access to those things.
it's crazy.
It's crazy.
We were talking, not talking, we were looking at the show. What's the name of the show with the what's his name is producing it, or it's like based on his story. Um,
Oh, KD.
KD. And so I forgot what the name is called. What is it called? Hoops?
No,
No.
it's not Hoops. It's on Apple TV. I forgot what it's called.
But it speaks definitely to what you just said regarding baseball. I'm sure it's the same with basketball, right?
All sports.
Certain sponsors sponsor a particular team, right? And so it's just crazy how it's set up, because if your child is probably really really good, you have to pay for uniforms, or sometimes according to the show it's like sometimes they'll give those things to
Yeah,
them, right? They'll sponsor.
if you get a sponsor, but if they're not on a good team, they
Yeah.
get a sponsor.
And then the parents have to pay for everything, right? The
Every trip,
equipment, the
equipment.
trip and trips and all those things. So raising a child today is very interesting. And of course, we're grateful. We're really grateful that our kids have the opportunity to do the different activities that they do. But let me tell you, kids be like, yo,
Shoot,
this joint is a sacrifice right here.
it
Every
is.
week, every day. It's like, my God, have mercy. But it's a sacrifice, right? And we're praying that it will somehow be beneficial to whatever it is that they
Right.
choose.
And I think the good part is they enjoy it. I don't
Yeah,
know. Well, they enjoy it. I think it's not, we don't have to force them to do it. We're not forcing them to do the other stuff. They like doing it. So,
right.
and
And
if it gets to a point where they're just like, I'm done, be like, yo, I ain't. Because I know what it feels like to be,
forced to do something.
yeah, to do something you don't want to do.
There is a fine line, right? because kids will be kids, right? Most of the time, they want to quit everything, want to quit at everything at one point in time, right? So, do you give it and say, hey, go ahead. If you don't feel like doing this, if you're not feeling it anymore, go ahead and not do it. And then you have them doing different things, jumping to different things. I feel like, okay, let me be specific. So, with you with piano, right? You always say, I wish I continued piano. I wish I continued with it, right? And so I feel like there's that line where as a parent, you kind of have to and listen to them as well, but you kind of have to encourage them like, yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's not the easiest thing, but it will pay off in the long run.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. But if they're not putting the effort into it and you paying money for it, then I would have that conversation like, look, I'm making an investment in this. If you're not putting in the work, then
It depends on
I'll take
age
it
though.
back.
It depends on how old they are. If they're like our girl's age, would you, and if they came to you and said, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, I would
Okay, if they
I
don't want
would
to do
know I think we would know the kind of I don't want to do this no more kind of thing. Like there's a difference between I don't want to do this no more versus like I really don't want to do this no more. This is just I know me and I know this is not
mm,
me.
mm,
Yeah, I think you'll hear it in the inflection in their voice. So you'll
that's
know.
true. That's good.
So you'll know when to be like, all right, we'll cut it.
Or it's a or it's a opportunity for them to make an excuse
Right,
and wanting to be like, I don't want to do it anymore, so let me, yeah.
right,
So
right,
I think the importance, what it comes down to, is knowing your child,
right,
right? Listening to those cues from them,
right.
and talking
Yeah.
about listening to our children, how important it is. Uh, Caitlin does a lot of movement. But it's good for her because she enjoys that. She enjoys it. So maybe about like 3 or 4 weeks ago, she does dance in school and she's in gymnastics and all that stuff. So she came home and she's like, my body hurts. She's like, my body is hurting me. So I'll be real transparent with y'all, um, with you guys. My response was, your body hurts. I'm sorry that your body hurts, but you're going to practice tomorrow. Like, this is what we signed up for. You said you wanted to do it. You're going to do it. I know your body hurts, and I'm so sorry that it hurts, but you're going to be all right. Right. And so, um, she told her dad the same thing. She's like, Daddy, my body hurts. And I overheard the conversation that he and her were having. And he was like, well, if you don't want to go, it's okay. Like, it's okay if your body hurts. And how important it is that we always tell you guys, listen to your body. And if your body is saying no, like I can't go anymore, listen to it. Yo, I was like, dang, yo, Jamie, right. Yo, the way I felt, I was like, I should have been saying that. But here I was like, nah, we pay for that. Like, this is an investment. Like, this is what you do. Let's get it. Like suck it up and let's go. And I felt like the worst mom in the entire universe because as a woman, right? We're taught to, yo, suck it up, keep it going, don't stop for nothing. You're strong, you can get over it. You're what is it? You can do hard things, all those things, right? And I'm literally telling her to do what I know sometimes I find hard to do because I'm just like, yo, I'm tired. Should I listen to my body? I should, but I can't because nothing stops. I got to keep going, right? And so the next day, I had to apologize to Caitlin.
Oh, you did?
What? Yes, I took the whole L, and I was just like, Caitlin, sorry, mommy messed up. I told you what I told you I shouldn't have. I want you to get in the habit of listening to your body. And if your body is saying it's tired, listen to it. Take a rest, right? So it's almost like those little cues, if missed, can perpetuate this strong woman narrative or of I'm struggling, but I'm gonna keep pushing because I'm a black woman. I'm a woman. I can do bad all by myself or whatever. You know what I mean? And so I was just like, dang. As a parent, as a mom, I was like, yeah, I messed up. And I let her know I messed up. Like I should not have said that to you. So
Yeah, I think for
tough
me
lesson.
with Caitlin was because she's the kind of child that will push through. So there's never a point in me where I look at her when she's doing gymnastics or whatever where she's like not pushing or she's like real lazy with it or whatever. And the same thing for Amber as well. So that's why when she was like, my body hurts, and she kept saying it all day, she was like, yo, my body hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, yo, listen to your body. Your
Mm-hmm.
body is telling you, because if God forbid, I wouldn't want her to push her body to do at this age,
Yeah.
push her body so much where it breaks down on her or she
Mhm.
doesn't have her body later on in life. So I was just
Yeah.
like, yo, listen to your body. It'll be there, and just rest and then come get back at it again tomorrow. And I don't know if that's because of my diagnosis
I'm sure.
that makes me sensitive to, like, because I was like pushing myself. I gotta go here, gotta go do this, gotta do it. And the world still goes on. So I'm just like,
Mhm.
I'm at that point in my brain where I'm like,
Mm.
I'm listening to what my body says. And for her, like, just because of how she was saying it and
Yeah.
because I see how she pushes herself, I was like, man, you could take a break. You could chill.
Yeah.
Pause for a second.
Yeah. It's like moments like that as a parent for me, I'll be like,
No, but I
for
get
me
it though.
as a parent, like, I'm just like, ugh, it was a little hard for me, right? Because I think she came to me first, and my response was just like awful, in my opinion. And so, with parenting, I'm glad that we're the kind of parents where it's okay for us that we are okay with apologizing to our children, that we are not those. The era that we grew up in is that parents don't apologize. They don't say, I am sorry. They say everything but that. They probably would be like, they probably would say, you want to do this?
Right.
And that's almost like your cue that, oh, okay, they must not be angry at me anymore,
You
or
want
they must be
you
sorry.
want some ice cream? You
You
want
want McDonald's?
yeah, you want pizza tonight?
That's how they apologize. And so it's like, dang, yo, like,
Let me ask to how many people? To the 14 people watching us. How many times have your parents apologized to you, and how did they apologize to you? Just put it in the comments. But I don't think I think now maybe until I'm an adult, I've heard my mother say, like, or
I'm
my
sorry.
father say something to the degree where it's like, I'm sorry or whatever. But like when you're younger, yep. What's
You
the
want Mickey D's?
you want chicken nuggets? Hey, you be like, yes.
That's a part, right? That's the thing about it. Because you know
Yeah,
within yourself that you
right,
deserve to have an apology,
right.
but them extending something that you really want
Yeah.
is
It's
enough.
enough, yeah, because you're not gonna take your fresh self and be like, no, I want to hear you say sorry.
Mercy. Can you imagine?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's you
You want
get box.
two box across your face, you clap a
Oh
cough in your
gosh.
backside.
Uh uh oh my gosh. Gary says, LOL, apologize. What apology? Yo, I just need to understand, like, I need to understand, like, why is it so hard for them to apologize? Because it does. I'm not gonna lie. It does take a whole lot from you to apologize to a child, right? It's not natural, right? It's not
Right,
natural
right.
right? And so I just want to know, like,
But they be coming in on the mad humble tip too, baby. Like, what you doing?
what are you doing?
You want pizza tonight? You
Or
want
no, they'll go, I make something for you.
yeah, yeah.
What you make?
You come
I make your favorite.
yeah, you're coming downstairs, you're coming to the kitchen.
Oh God.
And they apologizing, but you just like, yo, it is what it is. I'll take the abuse.
Gosh. Yeah. It's Yeah, man, it's interesting for sure. Being
Different
a
era of
parent,
parenting.
being a parent, and just learning that it's okay to apologize. It's okay for you to be like, "Yo, I'm sorry for, for whatever."
Yeah, and not no apologies. I don't want that apology like I'm sorry, but I have to do this and they beat your skin.
Yo, if you gonna beat me, do not apologize to me.
I'm sorry I have to do this, but you don't like to listen. Your ears too damn hard.
Confused, be like,
You
if you're so sorry for
don't do
doing
it.
it, then
Yeah.
don't try to beat me. Oh my gosh, that joint. Um, Randy says our parents grew up in a world where a child was seen and not heard. You
Yep.
are right about that.
Yep.
You are right about that.
Yep. And
Um,
yep. And then Gary said it wasn't until I was older actually he said sorry. Yeah, that's what it's like you become an adult. That's when they start crying about this. It's like, you know what? I'm sorry if I did anything to you to make you feel like this away me. I don't know what I did, but if I did anything wrong, I am sorry.
did wrong.
First of all, I don't know what I did. I don't know where I went wrong. But if I did, I am sorry.
No, that is that. What is that? That's like passive aggressiveness, right?
Right.
It's like, wait a minute. You know what you did.
I,
You know exactly what you did,
right,
and you
right,
talking about you don't know what you did.
right.
Trips.
And you be like, yo, you alright, you ain't do nothing, yo. Life happens. You know what I'm saying? You don't make them feel worse.
Yeah, at that point in time,
Yeah.
as an adult, but can you imagine as a child, your parents saying, "I don't know what I did, but I'm sorry."
Yeah. I mean, said, I know exactly what you did. I know what time you did it. I know when you did it. I know who you did it in front of. Like, but be like, you know what? We good.
And talk about being resilient as kids growing up back then.
Randy said at this age, I'm still
Oh, Randy.
I bet you Randy would say yes. He'd be like, yep. Yes, mommy. Yes, daddy.
Gosh, I'm crying real tears.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
almost took me out.
yeah, I'm killing us
Uh,
today.
oh, that almost took me out. Okay. Oh boy. Whew. Sorry, that joint is funny. Ah,
It's funny, but I think like he said, no, I don't like them no more. That's where me and you different, Randy. I'd probably still be like, all right.
something from McDonald's, you
Yep.
take it. You would
Like,
definitely take it.
what time?
Gary said, spicy or regular?
Exactly, Gary.
So- It's hilarious, but it's the truth though.
I'm like, can we go to the one on Utica H?
Oh my gosh, it's the truth though. But it is what it is. I feel like now in our at our age, we have the opportunity to do right
Yeah.
or to do better, right? Because they probably were emulating what they saw or what they felt when they were younger, and so they're kind of like perpetuating it. But this generation is like, nope, we not doing that. Like, let's go ahead and what they call it soft. Let's do soft parenting. Can you imagine, for real talk? Can you imagine our parents doing soft
What
parenting?
is soft parenting?
So it's where the child or children, and I'm not an expert in this, but essentially is where you apologize, where instead of yelling, you are a lot more understanding. You're talking in very nice tones to children. You let them know that that they're heard, they're seen, like you're not aggressive, right? Like if Caitlin and Amber to do, I think I practice soft parent. I think I'm a good balance, tapping myself on the shoulder. But I think I'm a good balance of soft parenting and like traditional parenting, in that sometimes when some situations parents yell, right? The first thing is if somebody stop, if your child does something wrong, the first thing you probably do is either yell at them or hit them, right? Soft parenting says you're going to talk to them in a very soft tone, you're going to get down to their eye level and just kind of talk them through process through what's in their mind and how you feel and how they feel, right? So that's the difference with soft parenting versus traditional parenting. But I'm just curious to know, like, can you imagine our parents doing soft parenting with us, where soft parenting, you ask questions, right? You you can ask questions, you can say how you feel, and not have the parent lash out on you.
Nope. Nope.
Can you
Nope.
imagine?
Nope. I think even if my mother tried soft parenting, I would annoy the living daylights out of her that she would slap me in my head in 2 minutes. I think if she tried, like, no, when I was like 13, 12, that age, like, I feel like I was real dumb. Like, I think like she would try to talk to me, and I'll just be so awkward. I wouldn't know what to do. Why are you being nice to me? Like, what did I do? Yeah, if your mom's nice, if your parents nice, for me, if my parents are nice, if my mother is nice to me, I'm scared as heck because I feel like,
Yo, something's not okay with that though.
like,
Yo, who raised us?
I feel like, why are you so polite? What are you about to do? Yeah, but I know that if my mother tried soft parenting with me, it would have not turned out well after a while.
Yeah, because soft parenting says a soft behind. Yeah, soft parenting, like, like how West Indians, when they are upset, right? When parents are upset, they are, let me speak for myself. When my mother was upset, that's who gave me lashes, beatings, whatever, spankings. My mother. She is the one and only person that would spank me. And so it's like I'm just trying to imagine my mother.
Yo,
I'm going to give you two lashes, and um her explaining that joint away. Can you imagine?
I think with soft parents, so all right, here's a scenario.
Okay.
The card comes home. It says, Jamie, you haven't been to school for X amount of days. So
Gonna
I
already tell
think
us already.
I think the first answer I give soft parent, so the soft parenting would be like, Jamie, the card say you ain't go to school October 1st, October 2nd, October, and then it said too many. Jamie, explain to me why you didn't go to school. Well, mom, I'm just not feeling it. I don't like it. All right.
No, soft parenting will dig deeper and say,
I think,
a soft parent would say,
all right, do soft parenting to me.
okay, why don't you want to go to school? Is something happening at school?
No, it's stupid.
No, now
All right,
you're
all right,
no,
no, no,
you
all
go
right,
to the extreme now.
right. I'm not gonna. I won't say that to my mother. I
Okay.
just don't like it. It just don't. It don't work for me.
What exactly doesn't work?
I don't know. I don't like school.
Is it the teachers? Is it the work is too hard? Is it the environment? Like, what exactly do you think it is?
Mm, It's just I don't like it. It's just I just be going there. I don't be understanding that. I just don't like it.
So I would reach back and say, well, in previous times or previous years, you've always been a straight A student. So I'm concerned because there has to be something that's going on with you, why it is that you no longer like school.
Nothing's going on. I'm all right.
All right, so maybe what we'll do is we'll do these exercises, right? We'll do these exercises, and after we do the exercises, we'll go ahead and set up an appointment to talk to your teachers, and we can talk to your teachers about what's happening, and then maybe we can have the teachers partner with me to see how we can get you to get to the bottom of this.
Well, you work 8 hours a day every day. So when you gonna do that?
I'll make time. You're my child. I will always make time. As a matter of fact, I will take the day off.
Okay, time out.
Mhm.
I'd prefer you beat me. I don't like soft parenting. Just hit me. Just get it over with. Just hit me, cause this. I don't want all of that. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I think if my mother did something, I'd be like, "Yo, can you just hit me already? So we can end this very awkward, uncomfortable conversation."
Gosh, gosh, you just, oh, I want to holler so hard right now. Oh, oh man. Um, so yeah, so that's the difference. The thing about the reason why you want to just get beat is because you are so accustomed to just like getting hit, right? So now you're conditioned, right? Listen to me. Like I'm some psychologist. I ain't no psychologist, all right? But you're conditioned to that being a response to when you do something bad, right? Versus like nowadays, like our kids, like they're not anticipating like, yo, just go ahead and hit me because you talking right now ain't making no sense, right? That doesn't happen because we've kind of like our kids are so accustomed to us talking through them, talking to them and talking through things because our kids don't get spankings or beatings, right?
Mm.
They don't get hit, and so I think it's just what you're accustomed to.
Oh.
And what's that's messed up. That's so messed up that you would rather instead of talking about things because why would you want to get spanked opposed to working through or processing through that with your mom?
Cause it's awkward talking. It's just like I'm good. Just hit me. This is what this at least gives us the rest of our day to do whatever
Yes,
else. The
dick.
rest of whatever's left of the day for me to go in my room. You get it out your system. You can even take out your anger and frustration at work with some of the hits on me. I get it. I receive it, and then tomorrow
You must
I
like
try to do
licks.
better.
You must like
I
licks.
don't like licks, but I know how to brace
You
myself
must
for it.
embrace yourself. Oh, that is so
That shit is
crazy.
like winter coming. I know what I know. I know how to gear up, prepare myself for that joy.
Gosh, okay. I need to breathe. Okay. All right, y'all. Uh, oh my gosh. Uh, well, I would definitely
Go to exactly because you ain't planning to do nothing different.
this, and that's why self-parenting about a good balance of it actually works, right? Because you want the licks because you don't want to talk. You don't want to change.
Some beatings change me. Yeah, like the Tremaine Hawkins song playing right now.
Change
Change
has come. A
has
change
has come
come
over.
a wonderful change. Yes.
That's what it plays after the beat. You're like, I ain't want that no more. I don't want no more smoke.
Yeah, I'm not a I don't like beatings. I didn't like getting them and I don't like giving it. Uh that's just me. That's just me.
Yeah,
I just don't like it.
yeah.
That feeling, I'll never forget the first time um I hit Caitlin on her bottom with my hands. Man, I was like, dang, this is the worst feeling as a parent because you feel mad, guilty. It's like, yo, like you could have done something else. You could have talked to her, but you gonna just hit her? Oh my gosh, I went through like a whole guilt and I felt like saying sorry to her after. Of course, you can't be like, yo, I'm so sorry for hitting you. That defeats the whole purpose in a sense. But I don't like licks. I don't like licks. Do y'all like?
I
No.
don't know anybody like licks.
Apparently, you.
Nah, I don't like it. Nobody likes getting hit, but you understand sometimes you got to pay the cost to be the boss. So
I don't know. Like, what is one time where you feel like it changed you, where you started walking circumspect, like you were just like, yo, I'm good. I don't want to get beat again. I'm good.
I think every time I get beat, I'm always like, I don't want to get beat again. But there's some things like the hymn we sing there all the time, prone to wonder. Lord, I feel it. And just go back and do the same thing. You forget. And then you remember,
Oh, to wonder.
Lord, I feel it. I resonate with that song because I understand, I receive it. but you just forget about that moment, then you end up doing what you did before, and then after you've done it, you're like, oh damn, this is about to happen again. And you just go through the cycle.
God, I can't. Oh, oh my gosh, yeah, but you're right. You're right. I think for me, I hated anticipating it, right? Like if you're out or at church, if you're at church or you're out somewhere, right? And you know you did something and your parents said, "Wait till we get home."
Sometimes they
Yo,
didn't have to say nothing. They
nah,
just
my mother said, "Just wait till we get home." Yo, you sitting there for the entire time thinking, yo, I'm about to get in trouble. Then you get in the car and they're kiki kaka with their friends, right? Kiki kaka kaka. They're happy, right? You get home. It seems like they're super pleasant. It's like everything is great. Nothing. It almost seems like they forgot. And then they come in the room and you're just like, oh, okay. What's up?
they
What's going
don't forget. It's
It's
like I
like,
look forward
you
to that
think I
day.
forgot? Yo,
No, I don't think you forgot. But I'm hoping,
I'm
I'm
praying.
praying we
Yo,
could
you
we
ever
could work
pray?
something
Yo,
out.
you ever pray and ask God for you not to get licks?
Of course. Or pray not to get in trouble. But I was the kind of kid, I was like, man, if I'm in trouble, I might as well go all the way out. Like, yo, I'm in the pool already. Might as well, you might as well
Like
get
my brother Orlando.
you might
That's
as well
Orlando right there.
get as much fun as you
Whew.
can.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Did you put this one up already?
No, I don't think so.
Facebook user. I don't know why it's saying
Yeah.
Facebook user. It says it's so interesting. I know this might be extreme, but thinking of domestic violence and being in the context of children, it does make me wonder. I mean, I don't, as I said, discipline, how you discipline your child is it's all dependent on you as a parent, right? Of course, in America, beating and stuff like that is something that um they don't
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm assuming I haven't read them, but that there's studies that show that beatings they don't accomplish what.
it's just an instant thing,
Right,
right? Because if it worked, then you wouldn't have multiple beatings.
right,
um
right. And
and
there are other ways of discipline
yeah,
that are far more effective.
yeah,
And then also to the psychological trauma where like a child,
exactly,
thinks that the only way for me to get what I want is by hitting. That's how my parents
exactly,
get what they want. So, and I think
exactly.
those are things we learn. But I'm assuming in the Caribbean and in Caribbean homes, that's how discipline worked, right? Like it was you get
Mm,
a slap, you get a hit in the head, you get some lashes, and you go on about your day. You sit down and y'all eat dinner together. It's normal. It's
yeah,
back to normalcy.
but it's almost sick. It's like a mentally sickening kind of thing. Like if you were to sit down and think about it, and what I mean by a mental sickness, and I'm not saying that it's a mental sickness. I'm saying that with okay, let's say for it instilling fear, right, and kids knowing their place and um knowing authority, right, that you should not do this, say this, or whatever, and respecting authority the way they want you to respect authority. I just feel like this can be the end all
Yeah.
of
I mean,
disciplining or putting your children in subjection or correction. I think it has to be led with love because sometimes my mom didn't say this to me, but I would hear like, or in other places, like while the kids are being beaten, not that I was physically there, but hearing from friends or whatever that when they're beaten, that is like their parents are telling them like, "You're stupid, you're dumb, why you don't listen," or stuff like that. Like that stuff mentally takes a toll on you.
mhm.
So it's like, how could it be okay to do it? Especially no for me the biggest thing is I know when my mother she beat me in anger. That joint was not peaceful,
Right.
right? And of course when you're riled up as a parent, you're just like you ready to like let loose, opposed to like if you count to 10 or 15 or maybe a number that would kind of calm you down where you're not your intent is not to like abuse, because it's a fine line, right? It's a fine line where it's like your rage and your anger is in this, and this force of trying to like hit a child, like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
and where you end up with whelps and
Yeah, well,
yeah,
I
like
think
that
you
right
hitting
there.
if you hitting somebody with the object, that's abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no, I don't think there's anywhere around it. But like the history of beatings, I think about beatings, I think about beating your slave, right? And I don't
Mm-hmm.
know like where the tradition or the normalization around beating someone, how it became a practice in so many homes. And even to this day, there's still parents that still whoop, right? Like whoop their kids, like
Mm-hmm.
put going in on them. And I agree with everything Adriana said. Instills fear, conditions
I think
children
it's
to feel.
Crystal.
Oh, that's Crystal.
Yeah.
Okay, conditions them to feel so low about themselves, to feel, like something's wrong with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why I have to get hit like this. Like, and I think what we've learned is that these things,
They don't work.
they don't work the way that they're supposed to work. Because it's true. And if I get beat, if I get beaten, and I wasn't like abused or anything, but it would be in that moment, and then I'll probably not do the same thing, but I'll do something as dumb that was like the same reason why I got the beating in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the history and how this abnormal behavior becomes normalized
Mm-hmm.
within so many households. But I do believe that it's shifting though. I think with like
Oh,
parents
I'm
like
telling
us,
you.
our friends, with the beatings. But yo, those were some times though.
Yeah, I like this. I hope, I don't know if it's Crystal or Adriana, but they said under the guise of tough love. Yeah, it's almost like you are saying, in order for me to love you, I have to love you in this harsh
Right.
way,
You're not
right?
gonna learn unless I do this to you. Oh, and there's this Kendrick Lamar song on To Pimp a But no, on Damn, and the song is called Fear. And how he breaks the song down is like it's basically I'll beat your A, right? And so he talks about when he's just 7 years old and for all the things that his mother or his parent would beat him for. So I'll beat you if you don't finish eating your food. I'll beat
Mm-hmm.
you if you don't do this. I'll beat you if you this. And then he goes to like when he's 17, then he's talking about his community. His community is like, yo, I'll beat you if you wearing this color. I'll beat you if you walk down this street. I'll beat you
Mm-hmm.
if you this. And then he goes to when he's 27, he talks about the police. I'll beat you if you're this. And I think the song is just breaking down the psychological conditioning within our brains that throughout where we're beaten into fear.
Mm-hmm.
Fear of somebody who's over us or in authority. And
Mm-hmm.
it's so genius how he puts the song where it's like, yeah, man, it's like the beatings don't stop. They follow us throughout life.
Yeah, yeah, wow, that's deep, where it never ends.
Yeah.
It's just goes on and on. But yeah, I think now the way that I can't speak to anyone else's home environment, because everyone's upbringing, everyone's, choice is so much different. But for us, from the jump, we were just like, this abuse, this feeling of our kids not being free or feeling free to talk to us about any and everything, or being afraid of us in that sense. I think they have a fear, right? Like, yo, I'm gonna get in trouble if mommy doesn't, or if I don't do this, I'm gonna get in trouble with daddy and mommy, whatever. But it's not to that fear of, um I don't care, right? Because I think for us it came to us, it like we were fearful of them, but we still were very much like, yo, I know I'm about to get in trouble, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Hmm.
And I think for them, they kind of think about it a little bit more, like, how is it gonna make mommy and daddy feel, right, if I do this?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree. And I hope it stays like that because we haven't hit
I
teen.
know,
We ain't
I
hit
know,
we ain't
God
hit
have
we
mercy.
ain't hit the teens yet. So for those of you that have teenagers, and Lord, I'm praying that, it won't be like when I was a teenager, that it'll be different. But, at this age though, we love the fact that a beating to them would be foreign. It would
Yeah,
be
they'd
absolutely,
be like, what?
what are you doing? Like, what part of the game is this? Because That's one thing that we definitely stay away from. And we talk to them and they talk to us. I think for me the main important thing is I think you always say it is like, you know, you begin you can it gets scary when they stop talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's something that I don't want to get to that point where they stop talking to us.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when, like you say, that's when you should start beginning to worry.
Yes. Yes. I'll never forget. Someone did share that with me. Her children were, or her daughter, I think, was a teenager, and she shared that advice with me. She was just like, I just let them talk. And some things that when they talk, sometimes you're just like, oh my gosh, what are they sharing? But it's just important for them to feel comfortable enough to bring whatever it is to you, because when they start sneaking around,
Lord,
that's when all
yeah,
like that's when stuff happens, when
yeah.
they feel like they don't trust you enough with whatever the information is, and so they keep it to themselves, or they're afraid of getting in trouble, so they're afraid of getting in trouble more than they are with breaking trust. For us in our house, we talk about trust a lot of times. Like, I trust you. Like, that's one of the things that we do with them. Like, if they say, I don't know what to do, should I do this or do that? And we'll just go, I trust you. Whatever it is that you feel like you want to do at that time, whatever it is your choice is, I trust you. I trust you to make the right decision.
Mm,
So it starts to build that confidence within them to say, oh, I can trust myself, right, to make really good decisions. And I can also, and my parents trust me enough to make good decisions.
right.
All right. And so I think that also with letting them know that we always let them know, like, yo, you are loved. It doesn't matter what you did, who you did it with. It doesn't matter. And although none of those things matter, there's nothing that you can do to make us stop loving you. So, what does that mean? It's okay for you to let us know. We're not going to, yeah, we might be disappointed. Yeah, we might feel this. Yeah, we might feel that. But at the end of the day, you are our children and we love you no matter what.
Yeah, because Lord knows I don't want our daughters to be like one of those characters on Euphoria. Lord have
Jesus,
mercy.
Lord have mercy indeed.
Yeah. Euphoria had me like, oh God, Jesus, please. Have y'all watched Euphoria? Put it in the comments. Does anybody here watch Euphoria? Yeah, I put, oh no, okay. I didn't
So
put
this
that
is
one up.
Crystal. She says, Carlene, I also believe the most encouraging parents are those that happen to be in education. As an educator, you're exposed to so many more styles and decide what to adapt and what to reject. You get exposed to other parenting styles in real time and see the effects on. You are 1,000% correct. You are 1,000% correct, Crystal. Because I'll have parents say to me, like this week, a child was trying to talk to me while I was talking to an adult. So my kids know, not only my girls, but in school as well. They know that if I am talking to an adult, that they have to patiently wait. And so what I do is I acknowledge I acknowledge that they're there, and then I say, you need to wait. But she was like, Miss Calasar. And I paused. I said, excuse me, to the parent. I said, excuse me for one moment. And I went to the child and I said, am I speaking with an adult? Yes. And when I'm speaking to adult, what happens? What are you supposed to do right now? And so she was like, wait patiently. And I said, thank you so much for being such a great listener and being so patient. Miss Calasar will be with you in just a few moments, okay?
That's soft
And
teaching.
so, yeah, it is soft teaching. So the parent was like, how did you do that? You need to teach me how to do that.
And that's when you be like, no.
Right. So hard teaching.
Right.
But I think you're right, Crystal, to your point. Um, I parent from a lens as an educator, right? Um, I always tell my parents, and they are actually shocked. I said, I don't yell. I don't raise my voice at the kids. I speak just like this. And actually, my secret sauce is this: the quieter you get, the more attentive they are.
Mm,
A lot of people think that the more you yell and get louder, it's the more more attention you'll command. Mm-mm. When you talk like this, they're like, you could just see them almost like sitting on the edge of the seats, like their seats, like, what? What are you saying? Tell me more. And I'm dead serious. I'd be like, if you do not sit down and follow my instructions right now, please sit down. He used to see them, they'd be like,
that's how white people talk to God when they pray. It gets his attention. I'm
let's
just
end this show. It's time to go.
I'm just saying that's how it,
So
black.
you don't think that the loudness in prayer God
I'm just
hears?
saying when black people pray, we loud.
Yo, you are random. Where did that come from?
It come from because I was just like, I wonder if that's what white people think when they pray. Like if I whisper to God, it will get his attention. Lord, we thank you. You are here, and we are too. Fall on us. Black people, man, in the name of the Father, come down, Jesus. Put your Holy Ghost. We are burn our hearts, burn within us. We get loud when we get passionate.
Because I feel like we are very passionate people, right? When we talk, we speak with every muscle in our body, right? Um, but I don't think that our prayer is less heard because we yell.
I don't know. Well, I'm not saying that it's less heard because we yell, but I'm just wondering if the psychology that you just used with the
No,
children
it's not the same with Jesus.
that
It can't be the
that if
same.
white people think like we have whispering is more effective than
Oh,
yelling.
maybe because when you right, because when you are quiet, it's almost like you're humbling yourself, right? It's almost like you are, what is that thing? Like you are, like when they say come to the cross, right? Co- Come to the cross, bow, like, like in reverence that we've been taught. And I feel like it's a colonial thing.
Reverence is quiet for us.
But no, no, no. What I'm saying is that we've been taught that the more quiet you are, it's the better in
The,
terms of
the more quiet in your worship.
the more quiet in your worship, and even the more quiet you are in talking. Remember Paul writing like women can talk.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm just saying it feels like the more quieter you are, maybe they feel like the more in tuned you are. Because if you're yelling or whatever, you can't hear nothing.
No, I don't know.
I
I
don't
just
know.
know that when they pray,
I can't believe we're
I can't hear them. Why you why you laughing? I'm just being honest. I can't hear what they say when they pray.
all the prayers not for you.
I'm just what if you
You,
pray
you
if you praying out loud,
the prayer is for God.
if you praying out
Whatever.
loud, I need to hear what you praying
No,
for.
because they could eat. That's between them and God. You just in faith believe that whatever it is that they're praying is. I can't believe you, yo. You on the next level, yo. Oh gosh, I think that something is definitely wrong with you today.
What? I'm just putting dots together.
That's right. That's right, Dwayne. We believe that when the Lord is in His holy temple, it's like the Lord
Right.
is in His holy temple.
Exactly. West Indian Church is gonna sing that song. Come ye disconsolate. They're gonna sing that song. But when Elder Johnson get up to pray, Lord, we beseech thee, we come to you with nothing in our hands we bring, but simply to thy cross we cling. Oh God! The
Right. It
people.
starts here.
Yeah.
Lord, we thank you. And then it escalates as
And then they just and then they just start yelling at God and telling them who he is. You are Alpha God, you are Omega. Are you the one who cooled the fiery furnace and put the mouth of the lion on a fast? God, it is you, Lord. I know who I am. I'm God. I did that. Why are you telling me? the people get going, man. They like the white church I've been to. Jesus, thank you.
Forgive
Touch
me, Lord, for
us.
laughing. Oh,
But I don't know, so I'm just trying. I mean, like, look, however you pray, you pray. It's just there's a very stark contrast. And also, too, even with like teaching. So, like, here's the
uh,
thing, and we could end the show. We could probably do this in another one, but like,
wait, need a moment.
some kids, if you don't yell at them in hard teaching,
Uh,
they don't have respect for you.
uh,
That's why, like people give up. Some people give up with teaching some kids because they like, yo, I don't want to yell at these kids.
yeah, that's me. You talking about me? Yeah, real talk. Like,
I can't teach
real
these kids,
talk.
man, because all they respond to is
Yo,
yelling.
real
And I
talk.
know that sometimes when I'm
Uh,
preaching, some people only
uh,
respond to, I ain't preach until I've yelled or
uh,
called them a wretch, a dog, a
uh.
dirty sinner, and you
Whew.
need to find Jesus. Yeah, I preach, so
Yeah, I think that when I think in education, just like in parenting, you just have to know your children. And like I've taught children who in their environments, they're just accustomed to yelling. So the more because they're so accustomed to being yelled at, um, it's like they're just like, I don't know why you're talking so quietly to me, right? If you yell and kind of make me feel bad about myself, right? Make me fear you in that way, you're more I believe you'll find more success or breakthrough with those students. That's what I've found in my teaching style. My teaching style, and this is something I think for the very first time as we're on here that I'm acknowledging. Huh. My teaching style is not for every child. Just like certain parenting styles are not for every child. I know my strength, and I know my strength is not in yelling um and making kids feel like this much. When that yelling happens. And so my teaching style is not for everyone, for every child. And sometimes not even for every parent. Because the parents is like, you need to yell. And I'd be like, I don't yell. I do not yell. I can't do it. If I yell, I feel like I'm yelling just because I'm yelling. No, I don't know. You know, teaching is a little bit more with relationships, building relationships and stuff like that. But I definitely do believe that when it comes to parenting, that everybody has to just be able to know your child. Know your child. I think that is a lot of times we focus more on like, okay, I can practice doing it this way because society says this is the best way, or doing it that way because I heard somebody says that this is the best way. But you know your child.
yeah.
You know your child's environment. And so
And I
you have
think,
to be able to say, okay, I can't talk softly to my kid because they're not accustomed to it. If they're not accustomed to it, then
yeah,
it's gonna be
and
hard.
and it's a good point. That's why people respond to Eric Thomas differently than Brene Brown.
Yes. Is that Crystal?
Yeah,
Yes.
and that's a good
Facts.
point because ET will yell at you and Brene will talk to you, and it is true. I would agree.
That's facts,
Uh,
Crystal. That's good right there.
Tanya said, "My quiet voice is way more tired." I would be afraid. I am afraid of you when you use your quiet voice. Yes, I am.
Yeah, yo. Most kids are like, they literally do this. Like, why are you not yelling?
Because it's confusing. Yeah, if you confuse the enemy. Every relationship is individual and unique. Not
Facts.
everything works for everyone.
Facts. Facts. It does
That's
not.
right.
It
So
does not. And accepting that too, because I feel like sometimes society, especially with this soft parenting era, society, it will make you feel like you're a bad parent if you don't parent that way.
that's right.
But
So
you have to, with research, with trial and error, figuring it out with your kid, be like, yo, this works. This doesn't work. I mean, who says that?
yeah,
Our
and
kids may respond differently to our disciplining strategies or whatever it is that we do in our home. And it changes because what was good for them when they were like two, it does not work for them when they're now. You know
That's
what I mean?
right. That's right.
When at this
At,
age.
yeah, and I'm not gonna do soft pastoring.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna do soft pastoring. I'm going to continue to yell, scream, and talk loud.
Do you think if your congregation was mixed, culturally mixed, where it was more like Europeans,
Oh,
Asians,
oh yeah. If it
do
was
you feel like you would still very much
no,
preach from a
no.
preach that way?
I'd have the same content, but it would be delivered differently because I think, like somebody said, you have to know your audience and who you're talking to,
Hmm.
and what. As a preacher, I always think about what would be the most effective way to communicate what I'm trying to say. So I
Hmm.
know that in a European, if I'm in, even if I'm in Europe or if I'm in a certain, in the context of that
You're
congregation, a
talking about
certain way.
Europe with the West Indian church.
Right. Europe, West Indian, or even your white church, right?
Hmm.
Like you can't, you talk differently in different spaces. You communicate differently in different spaces
Right,
because the main point is you want to be heard.
right.
So so I know that yelling and coming in there with like my City Temple or even the New York style is probably not going to work. You got to make some adjustments.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because
Also,
I would like to see you switch it.
code switch.
Yep.
Oh, I can code switch real well.
No, no, no. You don't. No, 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 no. That's outside of you. That's not you.
Good
You
morning.
don't speak. No, Jamie, Jamie,
Pleasant
Jamie,
Sabbath.
Jamie. That's not you.
Let us pray. God, we thank you. Amen. I'm going to take our Bibles and turn to the book of John, John chapter 4, verse 1 and 2.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did this southern twang come from?
Texas. I'm born and raised.
Lord help you. Oh my goodness. Yes, parents often wonder how we as educators get students to listen to us, but at home it's a struggle. We know that we have to cater to each student's learning style, not just their academic learning style, but their social emotional as well. Miss you too, sis. Oh, yep, that's it right there. Yeah, parents always be like, how did you get them to listen?
How you do that?
They don't have a choice. Kids don't have a choice.
Yeah, another thing too. Well, yeah, nah, you're with man.
No, you with kids like 6 hours
Yeah,
of the day. The majority of the day
you
you
are with their
are with
kids.
kids, with
Yeah,
their kids. And so, but it has to, you have to have kids that follows instructions and listens because you straight having kids running around
yeah,
and
and I think it also deals with environment and different.
exactly.
They know how to act here versus how they act
Yes.
here, and all of those factors play
Man,
into
for
it.
every dollar I would have for a parent that would be like, how do you get them to do that? Why are they sitting? They're listening. How? How did that happen?
That's where you take out your gun. You see, right? You see this? I
Oh
just put it
my
on the table.
Oh my gosh, Jamie, you are not an educator. Nicole says, I would have a problem as a pastor because my worship is personal and I would not alter it based on the audience. They would be invited to my worship space, but we would not change.
Mm,
Facts. But I guess the worship style, that's only crazy. I'm just thinking like black church, bring it to white church and it looking like what?
yeah.
And vice versa.
I've preached in many different contexts, and I always say this, like if you invited me, you invited me. That means you've heard me, you've seen me somewhere, you know
What I
who I am.
right.
And so I come with that. But then I also look at the audience and I also say, okay, there's certain things that I would say in a black church
Mm,
that won't go as effect. Now I'm not going to change the content, whether if I'm talking about racism or injustice or things like that, the content will still be the same. It'll just be the delivery would be different.
hmm.
You know, like you don't drive on every road the same.
Mhm.
right? You have different techniques. If the road or if the conditions outside, if it's snow on the ground, you're gonna drive a little slower, right? So you adjust to the moment and the time that you're in, but it doesn't change how you drive, right? It just changes the way you drive. So I think for me, it's always a matter of how can I be the most effective and communicate the best way what God has given me to say to ensure that these people get the message.
Mhm.
That's my whole thing is making sure that they get the message.
Yeah.
So sometimes and I don't think that's not code switching. Code
No.
switching is you changing up your
Your whole
whole
like your
yeah,
content
that's
is
right. You
completely
it's off. Like you
different.
talking about this in this church, you
Right.
gonna talk about that. So yeah, you gotta know what works.
Yeah.
To the Jews, I become a Jew. To the Romans, I
Yeah.
become all things to reach all people.
Yeah. All things.
Whatever it takes to get the message across, as long as I'm being true to who I am.
Mhm. Yeah, that's key right there. Being true to who you are
Yeah,
and not being so heavily influenced by what society is saying. Because society, yo, that uh, society, social media, I really feel like we really have to put our filters on. We have to filter through what works best for us and not because we see the glitz, the glamour with other people and how they're doing, quote unquote, on a platform, but truly um find it within ourselves to take that time. And even for the good thing is that before we were married, like we talked about disciplining styles. We talked about, what our approach to disciplining looks like. So when kids came, it wasn't like a complete surprise where it's just like, whoa, what's happening? Why are you doing that? Why are you not doing that? But it was just like a complete, like, oh yeah, I do remember us talking about this and how important it is, how we want our kids to feel at the end of the day. We want them to feel loved, period. However, we get there to that place, at the end of the day, they know they are loved because we do not want our kids to walk around not feeling like they are loved.
facts.
Because that is an awful feeling. As a teenager, I grew up thinking I was in love. Like, yo, the world hates me, like that stuff plays in your brain. And so if I had like that constant reminder, you are loved. There's nothing that you can do that would make me not love you. And just that constant, like just hearing it, I think would have done wonders for me. And so we just kind of want to make sure that we instill that in our kids. Like, yeah, I messed up, but I'm loved. Yeah, I didn't do well in this class, but I'm loved. So
Amen.
yeah.
Well, folks, it is over 1 hour. We have kept you too long. Just a plug. We've been watching that Hulu series, Hair. Is it Hulu?
It's a Hulu. No, it's owned.
On Hair. And it's been pretty good, pretty informative. So been liking that. And
Yeah,
I ain't got nothing else to say.
that really quickly, that show is really good. Started having the girls watch it as well. The importance of hair and how we take care of it and just talking about that stuff with our girls because it's important. It's so funny. Just really quickly, Caitlin, in the first episode, they talked about Oprah talked about like how the straighter your hair is, the more pretty you feel, right? And so I had to ask our girls, like, is that the case? Like, when your hair's straightened, do you feel prettier? And one of them was like, yeah. And so that's something that we're working through or trying to work through. Because I'm like, the versatility. I love the versatility of our hair, but I also want nothing's wrong with straightening, having your hair straightened, but when it's connected to I feel prettier versus I'm pretty when my hair is like it looks like out of order where it's like crazy. I feel pretty when it's kept. I feel pretty when it's but just the fact that, we've been conditioned and she's been conditioned um to feel like the prettier I am is when my hair is straight. So pray for me, y'all. Pray for us as we kind of talk through, work through, you know, instilling in our girls that just as much as they are loved when they're here straight, they're loved just as much when they're here as kinky, coily, matted, right? Um, and so that's something I know as the mom, I feel like the heaviness is more on me to kind of just really continue. No, no, I'm sorry. I take that back. It's not because Jamie makes sure instills that you're beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love your hair. I love the way your mom did your hair. So that gives that confidence in hearing her dad talk to her about how beautiful she is.
Yeah.
So,
And I just want to put this out there, and I know this could put us on another conversation, but I think there should be a conversation around black men and their hair as well, and facial hair,
mm,
because there are many jobs that I'm gonna say force, but tell black men they have to cut their beards and have like a clean face. There are jobs that tell black men, but I don't know if they still do it now, but when they were like, you can't have dreads or
right.
you can't have your hair in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
But I know for a fact, like that whole shape, you can't have a beard in some spaces. You have
Hmm.
to shave that off. So, it's probably not going to be as extensive and as deep
Yeah,
as how when we talk about black women in
that's
hair.
good. I've never
But
even thought about that.
there has to be something too about black men and how we choose to wear our hair. Bald head, fade, Caesar, always having a shape up or something, or even letting white people cut black men's hair on certain television shows, and you be looking like, yo, where do you get that haircut from?
Or even talking about how, like, what men feel when they lose their hair.
Right.
Right? We talk about women when we have alopecia or different scalp conditions where our hair, thins out and stuff like that. But like when a man has a full head of hair and then all of a sudden he no longer has that going through that. Thank God baldies is something that has always been, it's
Yeah.
always been kind of accepted for the most part.
I feel like baldies became an acceptable thing. NBA help, I think.
Mm,
Black men playing basketball, seeing more black men with bald heads. There was something else in my brain too. Rappers, Tupac had a bald head
mhm,
and some rappers. So I think like when it was on TV,
mhm.
it probably became more social. But it's just something, an area that I don't think it's
Or
discussed
explored.
or explored.
Yeah, because as I said, like a man losing his hair is something that I like you losing your I've never even asked you like, yo, how do you feel about that? Because when I met you, you had hair on your head. And then it's almost like you no longer have that hair. So now in terms of your brain seeing yourself differently without hair. And some men hold on to that thing, right? You see the little thing right here, the little crown is completely bald, but then the hair, the sides are full. Some men can't grow beards like a real beard, right? So even talking through like, yo, from a appearance standpoint, like what does that do for you so psychologically? Like, I don't even think that that's ever been a conversation that I've had.
Yeah.
Period.
Or I mean, but it's just one that we just don't think about because black men in here is just, you know,
It just
it
happens.
just happens. It is. It's a natural process or a part of life. The older you get, you lose your hair. For some of us.
But
But
then you look at it, but man, this
yeah.
thing is deep because
Yeah, but I'm really like looking at, and I think that's an important part of the conversation. But I also look at like there are I remember it was a very big thing with dreads. Like you could not, like there was conversations I remember hearing about certain in the workplace that you would get turned away. And I'm sure even today that if you have
yeah,
dreads, you get turned away from jobs. Or if you get a job, they'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, you have to cut your hair. There was the black boy in school
yeah,
where the teacher actually
she
took
cut.
scissors and cut his hair.
Lord,
So
my God.
like,
Like, or I mean, my brother Duell, he had to cut his dreads in order to work at wherever it is
and
that he.
and shave too, right?
Yeah.
That he had to shave his face because
Mhm.
why? Whatever the rule is, or they don't want that representing their company. So, what is it about black hair and black style? But we don't talk about black men in here, but
That's so true though, because even now, when you see a man or when you see those videos, because before I didn't even know it was a thing until social media, where you start seeing those TikTok videos or reels of with men doing the weave or not weave, what is it called?
The
The
plant.
clap. I said the clap, the cap, whatever. It's the is I call it the man weave because
Yeah,
it's like a literal or man wig is a man wig where they literally have a wig on and yo, like these joints are looking like it's real. And a matter of fact, I be telling Jamie, I'm like, you wanna go ahead and talk about
right. And so that's the conversation too. It's like for me, I feel like it's a betrayal or something. Like it's not manly for a man to go get a weave
wow.
or to put that like, nah, I'm not doing that.
Wow.
Because it just doesn't feel like, and so that's why I'm not faulting or I'm not mad at any man that does that, because on the other side of the coin, it's totally okay for women to get a weave or to add hair or to whatever to theirs. So why can't it be okay for a man to do that? So I don't think we should make fun of or diss them for doing that. But when you see like those videos on Instagram, they're covering their face, they're
Yeah.
blocking out because it's embarrassing to know that because I wanna have hair, I wanna feel or look a certain way, I have to be embarrassed about it, and I have to
Wow.
do this in the dark.
Wow. Yeah, because I do the same thing. I'm guilty of that. Like, yo, why you trying to give me like a why you trying to have hair? But
Why
hair
can't
is
he have,
something important
and
to
then when you
not
see
only
the
women,
tran
but
and
to
when you
men
see the
too.
transformation,
You'd be like, yo, okay, brother.
yeah, especially like the older guys and they get like the dreads or the thing, and they'd be like they look like totally, and you can see the confidence on them too. It's like, "Yo, I got my hair back."
But that's so true because you would say like certain outfits, if you had hair, it would look differently.
Mhm. It's the same conversation on the
With
women's side.
men, yeah, because that's how I am, right? When my hair is done, I feel different. I feel brand new. But a man, I never even thought about that.
Right, but I think, like, the lines are getting blurred, right? Where it's like, or not blurred, but I think it's just becoming socially acceptable, just like how it's acceptable for some men to be bald. I'm okay with seeing a woman that doesn't have hair.
Mm.
Like, I'm okay with that. Before, it would have probably been like, "Yo, she need to go get a wig. She need to go get a weave." So, but there needs to be, I just feel like it would be nice to hear a conversation around men and hair, and even hear women talk about men and hair.
Mm.
'Cause there are stigmas that are around, particularly to men that have lost their hair, and,
Particularly with men who have partially lost their hair, where is that middle thing?
oh,
Like,
yeah, I'm
it's
not
like,
doing that.
no, what I'm saying is like there
I'm
is
not
a
doing the
there
George
is a stigma.
Jefferson.
I don't think those are conversations we definitely have at all because there is a stigma, at least in my head, of men that have that little thing there. I'm like,
The
what?
George Jefferson?
Yeah, it's something about they have they all look the same. I don't mean to say they all look the same, but they have I don't know, I can't describe it. I know more the men that I know that had or have that thing, it's like they have there's something about them. I don't know, it's
They're
weird.
creepy. Every way
I'm
you
not
try
saying they're creepy. I'm just saying like there's just something like
I'm
it's just
not,
something we need to have a conversation
yeah.
about. Let me stop talking.
I think if I grew my hair, it would be like that. I'd have the side and the top, and I'm like, "I'm not doing that. We're gonna go all the way bald." But
But then that's a hairstyle though.
all the way bald?
No,
Oh, the
having the little thing,
at the
that can be
sides?
like a hairstyle.
My
But our
dad had
system,
it, and his hair was like coolie, so he had it low. It looked nice on him, but I was like, "Not for me. No, sir.
I think you should try.
No, ma'am. It's my hair."
No, no, no. I know it's your hair, but I think if you tried that, I think that would be great. Just to see
I'm not trying to be no trendsetter. Like, yo, I'm starting a new trend, fam. Bald head man. We trying to grow up. Nah, I'm good.
it.
No.
I want to see how you
Uh,
would look.
uh, 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 uh,
I would like to see how you look
uh, uh, uh,
if
uh,
you were to just
uh.
grow out the sides and then like put like a really nice stain on it. You know what I mean? And then get like designs.
No, I'm good.
I'm serious.
No,
Hold on.
why
Wait,
don't I
wait.
do this?
Can I wait, wait, can I you know like how you're like, you're my wife. Like, is there anything that you would whatever? I'm like, no, you're great just as you are. But what if you just to try this, just to try it?
I got a better idea. I'll try it, but let me put extensions, dreads all around the sides and leave the top bald. It could be a reverse fade. To be like, yo, you got a reverse dreadlock fade, son. How you bald on top, but you got mad hair on the sides? I have I had dreadlocks, Rasta dreadlocks coming
What?
out,
It just be
but the
regular.
top bald.
Oh boy. Focus.
I would start that style.
No. Why would you want to go that extreme opposed to just like
No,
on the sides out?
because then I wear a hat every day, so people won't know it's bald. Nobody will know unless somebody go, "Yo, Jamie was on." I'm like, "Yo, chill, yo." And then if I just comb it over to the side, I'd be like just like you. I just comb it over to the side. Yeah, no dreads on the long dread. I
Oh my
like Millie
gosh.
Vanilli.
I think you should try it though. Real talk. Real talk. I feel like, but why? Okay, okay. Can I ask this one question before we go? Why would you not want to have your hair growing out to the side? Like, what is it about the idea of just having your hair grow out on the sides
You
that you don't, that you're fighting so much against?
all right? I'll let you know. No, no, I'm being dead serious, right?
Okay.
Dead
All
serious.
right.
In the 80s, there was a man. There was a man on TV, and his name was George Jefferson. He was short. He wore nice suits, and he had hair on the side and a bald head on top. And I am not bringing George Jefferson into 2022. I
See,
wear nice suits. I'm short. I am not having no
no,
hair on the
here's
side.
the difference. George Jefferson had like a fro. Don't have to have a fro. I'm saying you just have a nice fade that's just like down, like right there. I'm not talking about a fro. You could be like George Jefferson of 2000. Oh my gosh, yo, you know how like how viral you would go?
Not for the right reasons. I'm not trying. I don't want that viral.
No, but for
I'm
real though,
I'm good. I think I'm comfortable and I'm good the way I am.
yeah, I'm comfortable with you being the way you are. I'm just saying, like, what's just so wrong with having your hair grow on the sides and your
I
top
feel like it
50?
won't look good on me.
Why not? But you don't even know it.
I have an imagination, and my imagination tells me it ain't gonna look good on me.
But what if I say it looks good on you?
Mm, well, then maybe I'll buy a
No, 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 you're not buying nothing.
go. I'll go get so I can take it off. I wear it when I'm at home, so and just glue it on for you. And then when it's time to go out, I'll take it off.
That won't work.
It won't.
Mm-mm. That won't work.
All right. Well, we have a lot to talk about, family. Your boy is not growing that joint out.
Gosh,
But yo,
this was great.
it's
This
been
was really great. I think I've laughed. Find an example, Carlene. I will. I'm gonna find one,
goals,
Golda.
goals, goals,
Help me find one.
goals, goals, Golda,
Show him pics of what you want.
Golda, Golda. We
That's
will
my
not.
girl right there.
Signing off so
Yo,
that you can
I
stop
can't wait.
commenting.
Wait, I can't wait. You know what? Next time we come on, I'll show you guys the pictures of what I came up with and to see if he will be okay with um trying it. Just try it.
I'm not trying it.
Hmm?
I'm not trying it. I'm not trying to look like the former face of the Republican Party, Golda. Is
You
that
said
Michael
it.
Steele? Yes, that's Michael Steele. You know, you'll see him. I'm not doing it. I refuse to let you tell me how to wear my hair.
I have something for you.
What's that? All right. I like that.
I have something for you.
What you got? Toupee?
You know,
All right. Thank you very much.
well, I get. Thank you very much.
Hmm.
Um, we have a lot to talk about.
It'll be quick. A quick conversation. Where yo, oh, the sign off bars. Man, I'll try. It's been a minute. I haven't been honing in on my skills.
Wait a minute.
I haven't been practicing.
We're practicing. I've laughed too much to that
What
today.
what y'all want me to rap about?
Ah,
Toupees?
I don't want you to wear a toupee.
It's gonna be a what
But
you
you know what? The modern day toupee, it must be that wig.
it is.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. How they like really make it. It blends, right? It blends really nice into the place to the hair.
I don't know what to rap about no more.
Um, you can rap about all that we've talked about. Just like a really
Man.
great conclusion. We talked about kids.
Donut haircuts? That's what you want me to rap about? Donut haircuts. Donut. Okay. And the people were clapping, and we hear the DJ sign going off. Yo, I'm coming in with much. Your boy Jamie said, I ain't getting no donut haircut. I ain't trying to grow my hair out. That stuff is whack. I ain't trying to go back. I'm just trying to stay black. I like my head bald. It makes me feel tall. Opposite of what you would say small. I call all my peoples. I tell them, yo, meet me at the place that got a steeple. Don't ever try to even get evil, but we got to understand that we are doing this the way that we need to. I got to flow. I got to come. I got to go back and get my bars. Got to flow high like I'm in the stars. We had a really good show, yo. Let's talk. I'm kind of weird like that thing called Froyo. What is Froyo? I don't know though. It's stupid. It's like frozen yogurt and what else? I don't know.
It is
That's why
frozen yogurt.
it is. That's why it's called Froyo.
Yes.
Oh, it's stupid. Anyhow, let's get back to this rhyme. I'ma do it on time. I'm flowing with mine. Here I'm there with my boo. She's mine. I love her all the time. She wants me to get a toupee. I said I don't play. I'd rather listen to Tupac today than to get a toupee. Hey, everybody that wants to get one, that's fine with me, son. If that's your thing, then do you, hun. But understand me. Understand this. Jamie ain't putting no extensions inside of his hair. I like to keep it there. I shake my head off because that's how I keep it. And that's how I peep it. And that's how I'm going to walk around for the rest of my life because I like the way it looks and it makes me feel nice. Nice is twice and thrice. And every time that we go, I like to eat my food with extra rice. Don't play with me. Don't even try to say to me that you gonna do something to me because you can never even move me. I keep it going. I roll and roll like I was a motion picture. Can't stop me. I'm with ya. And then I go back to and talk to my sisters and let them know that your boy Jamie is still holding it down. I'm wearing the crown whenever I'm around town. Yo, today we talked about our kids. We talked about how they live and how we never want to hit them with the whips, but we understand that they are children. So we got to do what they say and listen. Listen to them express their minds because what they say is like a gold mine. They got treasures in there and we must unleash them, unfold them, and expose them to the world that they have, that it is their oyster. Nobody trying to be like a toyster or nobody's trying to be like a foster child. We got a home. We are not adopted. We are belonging to something. And that's it. I did this freestyle off the top of my lips because that's the way I spit. Get it? Peace. Yo, respect to me. I didn't even know I still had it like that.
I don't think you have it.
Haters always gonna
I
hate.
feel like you need to go back in the
Haters always gonna hate. Haters always gonna
go
hate.
back in the
Hate.
go and come again. You
Hate.
know what? Real talk, you sounded rusty.
I sounded rusty,
Yeah, yeah.
but at least I ain't musty.
You
Nor
saying I'm
Dusty.
busty?
I ain't saying nothing.
I'm just saying it's it
It's
seems
been a few
yeah,
months. It's been a
yeah,
few months.
yeah, yeah,
I'm
you're right.
back though. I'm still hot.
It
I'm
feels
still
like
hot.
it
I'm
feels
still hot.
it feels like it's been a few months, but that was a good try for sure. But I definitely think you didn't have your flow there.
The
It's
haters
like weird.
gonna hate.
Shrug.
Fix your face, Carlene.
It's very hard to fix my face.
Yeah.
I wear my emotions on my face.
Latoya.
You know exactly how I feel
The
when
people.
you see my face.
Look at the people. Look at the people. That's all that matters. Is
Yeah.
what the
It's
people are saying.
disappointing, I
It's
know.
what the people are saying.
It's disappointing, I know.
People, the
But
people.
yeah, so hopefully when we come back, which is we don't know when,
Yeah.
um,
Let's commit. Let's commit to not
what's this month? It's this week,
not next week. Well, maybe next week because we got the
maybe
thing at
next
the
week.
church. But let's commit. Yo,
Oh, we could probably do, are we leaving
we should do a show.
Sunday?
No, we're leaving the early Sunday morning. So you could
Sunday.
do.
Saturday. We could do Saturday.
So let's do a show in the car.
Would you? I don't know if they'd be interested. I guess if we just show up.
Show up and show out.
Okay.
Yo,
This is Carlene. We do not have a
I'm making a new one.
yeah. So we don't have an outro.
Yep,
So this so as soon as we say bye, that's it.
that's it. So we love y'all.
A great week.
Good.
Peace.
Peace. Keep it like stay like that.